and throw on the run. Not to mention an absolute winner. Usually has his team in the playoffs competing for Super Bowl opportunities.
They go play action with Wilson. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now Wilson. That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk. Touchdown, 49ers! Brandon Ayuk, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the 49ers on just 2 plays have taken the lead. Now the extra point. And the 49ers grab a 7-0 lead. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. They fake the give. Now Rodgers sliding out of the pocket. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. He'll buy some time right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Browns. Anthony Schwartz, 77 yards. And the Browns are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. From the 6. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Back out there comes the 49ers offense ready for their 2nd drive. 5-3 their record at the halfway point, and you have to imagine that there are folks saying, hey, if we do that again in the 2nd half, we're 10-6 and we're a playoff team.
I do think, though, that they have a couple of things working against them, and number one, the schedule, that's going to toughen up a bit because they've got some division games down the stretch, and those are always difficult. Number two, you know they've got to stay healthy. That's the key to getting to the playoffs and winning in the playoffs. But they've got a shot at it. This is a good football team.
Meanwhile, Wilson's throw pulled in by Kittle. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. There's Wilson to throw. And that is incomplete.
And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3-and-out, and giving the ball back to their offense.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. That's taken on the 25. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Now after the punt on that play, we've got a man down on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. The Browns drive about to get started. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a two-game losing streak could have them.
Now look out, Rodgers lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. Here we go on 4th down with Rodgers. Rolling to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. Launches deep. A jump ball, and this is caught. Now we've got whistles and a timeout here. Yeah, it looks like we've got a 49er that's down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32. A check on the numbers for Chubb from a week ago. 21 carries, 82 yards.
And when I watch them operate, I see a unit that's playing with extreme confidence. Offensive line, tight ends, wide receivers. You see a group that wants the number 8 rusher in the league end up being in the top 5 before it's over.
He had his eyes on the end zone once he hit the secondary, but they're finally able to slow him down.
Yeah, and I've got to look at this one from the defensive point of view. You just mentioned finally able to slow him.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Browns have taken the lead. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. So this drive spans 7 plays. And Nick Chubb, the one to finish it off, as he does so with a touchdown run. Taken in at the 3. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And, you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking for Kittle, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. And they will finally stop him, but a great return gets that football all the way down to the 16-yard line. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. A give. This is Chubb. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb with his 2nd touchdown of this opening quarter. And the Browns add 6 to their lead. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And it's now 21-7. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And Nick Chubb, the one to finish it off, as he does so with a touchdown run. This one fielded at the 5. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And last time, one-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Yeah, he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Throwing is Wilson. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Chase Young make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score. Here comes the 49ers punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Fielded just inside the 30. 44-yard punt, return of 9. The Browns drive about to get started. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it could be much better.
That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Anthony Schwartz, his second TD of the game and 18th of the year. And the Browns are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This taken in at the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Russell Wilson now gears up to lead the offense again. A lot of the problems have been on the other side of the ball. Is that frustrating for a quarterback who's been playing well?
It is, but there's no way that the best ones let their teammates know that. They actually take it upon themselves and say, okay, I have to do even more, or I need to play better. Maybe even say I put my defense in a bad spot. That's what true leadership shows you.
Yeah, well, he doesn't need to change much personally. On second down now, it's Mitchell. Room here to run. The 40. The 20. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Elijah Mitchell, 76 yards. And the 49ers make some inroads here on that deficit. Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead will be cut down to 14. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Now Nick Chubb of the Browns gets set for their next possession. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working.
And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown. Anthony Schwartz on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Browns add on to their lead. Seibert on for the PAT. And he's been a busy man. 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. They certainly made quick work of that. Ultra-quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see. Just one play resulting in the touchdown. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Deep Deebo Samuel and the 49ers back in possession here. They've got to be thinking, how can we get him a little bit more involved here? Second quarter, you're down, and really, he's been out of the mix.
I would agree with that, and oftentimes you hear, well, we're just taking what the defense is giving us, but sometimes that's just not good enough. Sometimes you have to take what you want, and that means getting him the football.
Yeah, so far just a single catch in this game. They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 91 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook.
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. Now we've got whistles and a timeout here. Yeah, it looks like we've got a 49er that's down on the field. So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. On 3rd down, Wilson. Open man is Samuel, complete. And they'll bring him down right at midfield, and he is well short of the first down. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. This is taken at about the 14. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The offense trots back out there. Let's turn our focus now to Nick Chubb. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
He doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back. And that's what he's done throughout this game.
And that's caught inside the 30.
Come on again.
And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Anthony Schwartz on his way to a historic performance. 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Browns are able to add on to their first-half lead. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Deebo Samuel and the 49ers back in possession here. You would have to think they're going to make it more of a priority to get him the football. You're losing here in the second quarter, and he's been really quiet.
I think all we have to do, and it's too bad we can't actually see the actual play sheet now from the coordinator, because he's looking down at that and saying, okay, do I put him in different spots? Do I try and isolate him? What routes do I run? You're exactly right. They've got to get the ball in his hands and get their offense kick-started.
He does have the 2 catches, but pretty quiet so far. And he'll get this one up to the 26. He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a 3rd down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Fielded at about the 28. They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42. And out will come the offense as they take over. And the Browns getting set to go. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1-play drives, exactly.
That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Browns. yards. Anthony Schwartz, his 21st touchdown of the season. And the Browns continue to roll. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the lead will swell by one more. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. Taken at the goal line. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Russell Wilson now gears up to lead the offense again. He's had a solid start to this game, but bottom line is they're losing, so he doesn't care about his stats. He just wants to right the ship on the scoreboard.
He wants to actually increase his stats because he feels like if he does, that means things will get better for his team, maybe get him back into the ball game or into the lead. In these situations, I remember playing with a quarterback once where he actually ran out onto the field first ahead of everyone else just to say, guys, let's go. Try and create that energy, create that spark.
So far, he has one touchdown, one interception. He'll be looking for that second touchdown now. A big connection on that one. 30 yards. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Right up to that point, I was about to say he's had a pretty good half catching the football, but let's just be honest about it. He should have caught that one.
And he knows that. That was one right in his breadbasket and one he normally catches. On 2nd and 10, Wilson. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson completes it to Samuel. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And across the goal line into the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Elijah Mitchell with his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Niners get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And a penalty marker's down on the field. And they might be backing up a bit here to start the drive. So holding will scratch off some of that return.
And I know fans get frustrated when they see penalties of this sort on kick returns, but it is difficult to do it right against these moving targets at full speed. Hard to do.
They'll roll him out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that's caught inside the 35.
They pay me. I do this.
Touchdown. Anthony Schwartz as the first half is winding down. And the Browns would extend their lead here just before halftime. As he was shuffling right out of the pocket, you could just tell he was going to take a shot downfield. He had his eyes down there the whole way.
He certainly did. He wasn't taking off to go, right? When he was flush from the pocket, a lot of times you see him, eyes will drop, ball will get tucked, and he takes off, becomes a running back. But as you noted, stayed alive as a passer, tremendous body control, and a pretty good arm there, too.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And they'll take over with just 16 ticks remaining before intermission. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. Now a signal and a timeout call, as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Wilson. And able to haul it in is Kittle. And he goes out right around the 39.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
And that went a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards. So here are the Browns to take over. They were winners over the Jets a week ago, and they are in the driver's seat right now as well. Steps away. Now he'll let it go deep down the left sideline. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now a play fake. Rodgers. He finds his man, complete. It's Strickland. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big play that time through the air. 31 yards. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. And he's going to have just a couple here with a marker on the field as well. So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot. But they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
Now he'll let it go deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Browns. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Browns come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. Fielded right around the 8. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You're going over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I wonder if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long. But a nice throw there for a good gain and a 1st down.
And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns 16.
That's an excellent read right there. Saw cover one. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
He will push his way down to about the 14. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Mitchell. And power running here down to the 6-yard line. 125 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. That's caught by Deebo Samuel. Touchdown, San Francisco. Deebo Samuel, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Niners, they eat in just a bit to this sizable deficit. Point after, right down the middle. So they do get 1 score back, but still a long way to go here in the 3rd quarter. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. And nobody in the stadium feels better than he does right now. Just a slew of touchdown passes. He's been spectacular.
And you and I both know this is a team game, one of the best team games that's out there. But right now, I've forgotten what the scoreboard even says.
There he goes, right side. Touchdown. A big play there. With his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Browns have taken a 6-touchdown lead. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. 1-play drive and into the end zone for 6. Takes it at the 7. And able to get this out to the 25. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's up over 100 yards, and he'll be looking to get in the end zone again.
Has a tremendous nose for it, doesn't he? The ability to pile up yardage and find the end zone, that's the combination you want in your runner.
That's a combination any coach wants, and we'll see if he can find that end zone once more. Play action. It's Wilson. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
On 2nd down, it's Mitchell. And this Browns defense coming to life. They get him behind the line for a 2nd straight play. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7 as that one officially a loss of 1. Here's Wilson. For Marshall, that's complete. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Before they can get the punt away, whistles as we've come to the end of the 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The Browns drive about to get started. Rolling to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And got his man complete.
I'm only going to be having a
Touchdown, Browns. A great play there. 81 yards. And the Browns are closing in on a 6-2 start as they extend this fourth quarter advantage. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. San Francisco set to go on offense once more. And their 4-game win streak very much in jeopardy as they go to work here late with a 1st and 10. Now Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. From midfield now, here's Wilson. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Browns set to take over. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brent.
He's got a man. Complete. Touchdown. A great effort there. An 80-yard touchdown. And the Browns are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. San Francisco's offense returns to the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm.
And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Chase Young in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. Here's Wilson. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And this is picked up by the Browns. So they take over not only in enemy territory, but in the red zone at the 16-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. And again, it's Chubb. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, they mentioned this week, Charles, they had a couple kinks on offense that they wanted to fix. I would say they're pretty well fixed.
There's no doubt about that. I mean, just about everything they've run has been successful in this one. And if I'm the defensive coordinator, I'm done with this, right? I have no answers for anything. In fact, I'd probably send a note to the clock operator. Let it run.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
And San Francisco gets set to go here. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly
you
right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving.
Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down.
Chase Young in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. From the shotgun, Wilson.
He'll dump that one off to Mitchell.
And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score.
Trying for Ayuk, but it's intercepted.
Greedy Williams picks it off, and they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there, and gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back.
Working with a 2nd and 3.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. And the offense moving quickly to the line. They'll run with Chubb, and they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, there's just about a minute left in this game, and they're still taking it into the end zone. And you know they could have taken a knee there, but they decided to play this one all the way out. And I think their philosophy is, we're going to give you everything we've got. If we just go ahead and take a knee now, we're actually showing you disrespect that way, like taking pity on you. They're not about to do that to their opponent.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Well, the 49ers settling in for their next drive.
Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. 2nd and 10. It's Wilson again. Complete to the tight end, Kittle, over the middle of the field. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. It looks like a nickel set now for the Browns on 3rd down. To throw is Wilson.
And that nearly intercepted. Well, for a guy known for his hands defensively, that's a ball he probably thinks he should have come up with. And instead, it's 4th down.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. This is fielded at the 27. The Browns drive about to get started. And checking the timeouts, they do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Out to his left. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. On play action, now Rodgers sliding out of the pocket. And that is incomplete. Fair to say the secondary play, whichever side you're on, hasn't really been a glowing exhibition so far, but a nice job there to prevent a long completion.
I agree with you, but at some point, someone had to make a play and try and stop this exhibition of almost speed racing that we've been watching, huh?
Yeah, it has been quarterback and receiver dominated. They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Strickland. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, partner, when a team's up this big, this late in the game, I always wonder what's their motivation, because if it's me, I'm thinking about pulling on the reins a little bit. But for them, I don't think it's in their DNA. It's not their head coach's makeup at all. I think his opinion is, you stop us. We're not supposed to pull back ourselves.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. San Francisco set to go on offense once more.
They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Now it's Wilson. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Wilson. Had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he's on to kick it away. It's taken to the 26. 8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit triple zeros. The Browns drive about to get started. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week.
And it looked like he got the feet down, did he? Yes, it's a catch. And they will finally catch him, but not before he gets it to the 11. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Browns, the win for them is number 6 on the year. And they'll have another road date next week with the Miami Dolphins. Meanwhile, for